Welcome back to
Welcome.
another exciting episode of Turn the TV Down.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. What are we doing here?
What, I can't have it blasting at 60?
No.
Rude.
I think we should just
Fucking rude.
really blare it up.
Dude, seriously. That's where I'm at. I'm like, dude, put that shit on 100.
Yes, exactly.
I'm trying to hear the dissonant fucking tones.
Oh, God damn it. I left the blinds open too.
Oh, yes, you did. I was already thinking, I was like, should I
Damn.
get up and shut them? I was like, we'll play with the glare on the TV.
You know what? It adds some charm,
Add some
actually.
charm to it. Alrighty. So it's the beginning of a new and exciting year. I mean, it's today's New Year's, but we already had an episode come out, so
This is the first recording of the new year.
The first recording of the new year, and I've already forgotten what we were doing.
I almost watched the last episode that was put out because I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
What was going on?
Where are we at?
I was lying, though. I do remember. We're wandering through these corridors trying to get specific items to get this gigantic bag of blood from the ceiling.
Yes,
What is
the
this,
blood
Bloodborne?
sack.
Yes, the blood sack. Let's see.
Just
here.
running
Made
amongst
man
these
by the
scarab
blood.
beetles.
Born of the blood.
Forgotten by the blood. Blood.
Transcend. It's blood.
Need pale blood to transcend the hunt. Transcend the hill.
Yes. So, has life been good? You guys had a good New Year's?
Yeah, it was a New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
First time we stayed up past midnight on New Year's Eve.
You old people.
Yeah, last year, it was like fucking 11 something, and it last year we were just like, fuck this, I'm so tired.
Yes.
I'm out, and so we left errands. And we're just like, peace out, guys. And then when we were in the car, it was like, Happy New Year. I was just like, nah, we're
Leaving.
out
Happy
for
New
the
Year.
count.
Bye-bye.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, last year was lame as fuck because we tried to do let's get everybody together and drink, and then there's
Everybody got
only
together
so
and
much of that you can do.
Yeah. No, really.
It's
And
like
then
now the
it's- yeah.
conversation's dead, and we're just everybody's tired. But errands, we went over there and we just watched movies. Like we
not
watched
bad.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter, since we watched Nosferatu, because that's the Last Voyage is just about the ship that carries Dracula from Romania to England,
Oh, okay.
because the ship is found destroyed. Apparently, in the book, there's a whole section that's just the captain's log. And Aaron was like, it's a really good part of the fucking book that gets overlooked in every adaptation. It's just like, all right, take the boat. Now we're in England.
That's what I kind of had a complaint about with the Nosferatu is they really skipped past that whole voyage part.
No.
Yeah.
Like I was really hoping we were going to get more into the guy's actual journey to the castle because I just thought the movie was, I don't know, the pacing was weird to me.
It's Robert Eggers.
Well,
Yeah.
the reason it was like that is because every Dracula movie
Every single
focuses
fucking one.
on the fucking castle. Half the movie is in the fucking castle.
I still think
Yeah.
that was the better part of the movie.
the
I
castle.
feel the opposite because because the castle sequence in that is so the same as Dracula.
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm like, this is the same thing I've seen a million times in every adaptation.
I
but
get
then when he
that.
gets to England, when he arrives and he turned the ship into a plague ship and releases the rats, that's very Nosferatu. I like that.
Yeah.
And then how he never becomes a
dude.
sexy man. He's always like a monster is cool. But yeah, if you wanted to know about the boat part, watch Last Voyage of the Demeter. It's actually very good.
Okay.
I've been calling it Demeter.
Maybe it's Demeter. I said Demeter. Whatever. However you want to say it, it's very
Watch
good.
the movie and see how they pronounce it, because it's not right. I can already say
not.
right now I'm not saying it right, and I feel
Uncorrect.
it's very much.
No, I think the only reason I liked that sequence is because it was the only time I was actually kind of genuinely terrified because it was just him alone in this fucking castle,
Yeah,
and his
it's so
journey
haunting.
up there was cool. Like when the carriage showed up to him, my mind instantly went to Bloodborne.
Yeah, that's where they got him.
Yeah, that's it instantly. Because then when he's getting into the carriage, he like kind of floats up into it. I thought
Yeah,
that was
dude.
cool.
Have you seen the 1990 Bram Stoker's Dracula?
With Gary Oldman looking
Probably.
yassified as fuck.
I don't think so.
You should watch it because like half the fucking movie is in the castle.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I just thought the castle was creepy because it was just the only part where he was like alone with he was alone with Nosferatu, and I thought that whole sequence was creepy because the rest of it's just like he's in a town and it's full of people, but like when you're by yourself, it's just the whole sequence is like I can see how this is very uncomfortable and shitty to be.
Yeah, because Jonathan Harker, because Dracula is or Nosferatu is Dracula, but they didn't buy the rights to do it from Bram Stoker. They didn't want to pay his estate, so they just changed enough shit, like
that made it
its own thing.
Yeah.
So the skeleton of Dracula is there. It's just Count Orlok is very different, and I think Count Orlok's more interesting. Although the Dracula and Last Voyage of the Demeter is kind of closer to Count Orlok, which is really cool.
Watch that one.
Damn, Cthulhu's after you.
Yeah, we watched that, and then we watched the 2016 Blair Witch.
Oh yeah,
which is very good. I had never seen it. And then we started watching Grave Encounters because I said that's my favorite horror movie, and Aaron had never seen it.
Oh.
And we got about halfway through, and then it was midnight, and I'm like, we're going home.
I'm out of here.
All these movies, it's I'm burnt out.
But it was cool. Just ate a shit ton of popcorn, watched movies. It was very chill, just the three of us. How'd you spend your New Year's Eve, Ben?
I spent it trying to mod Elden Ring.
Nice.
That's what I was doing.
Ringing
all
in
night.
2025 the right fucking way.
The keyword trying.
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing with modding Elden Ring is unless you want to just do like one mod at a time, it's like if you do a convergence mod or something like that, you have to learn to actually code. And it becomes a fucking chore because I was trying to add this move set mod along with like a body mod, and it was not working.
They just didn't. They
don't mesh
each other
because you keep
it's not Oblivion where you can just keep dropping mods.
Yeah,
in.
exactly. Because you have to. It's a .bin file, and they require for the moveset mod and the body mod, and like if I can't replace one with the other, so anytime I would, because the moveset mod adds new movesets to weapons, and they're fucking dope as shit. Like they're really fucking cool. Like gives you a fucking Grave Lord greatsword that allows you to do like cool special moves, and like it's just there's a lot of cool shit to it. I'm just like, but I also want this body mod to make my character look like a badass, but you can't do both. So I just ended up, I don't know, I kind of feel defeated because I don't really know how to make it work. So, and I'll probably go home and try to learn a bit more about it. But
go home and try to code.
The only game I own on Steam is Oblivion. And I was just like trying to put the old mods in, but all the old mods are like Windows XP and shit.
Yeah.
So, and there's always mods that break shit, like it just doesn't work. And but I did all the stuff in Oblivion I wanted to do, and then I'm like, fucking forgot how like
halt breaker.
There is greatness to it, yes, but how little there actually is in the world.
Yeah.
That's why I think Sky Oblivion's gonna be rad. They've been working on that for 10 fucking years.
Yes.
It's all like I guess fan made, and they've been remaking Oblivion using this, or basically modding Skyrim to entirely change it to Oblivion.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot.
It's been 10 years in the making because it's all volunteers.
God damn it, Ben. I was just about to wait, and I was just like, it's Ben.
I can't wait every time I hear it.
It's Ben.
It's Ben.
We do the same thing.
We do every time. If you've listened to our Let's Plays, you hear it every time.
It's Ben.
Yes, Ben.
3 weeks. You looked at me.
Listen, our brain chemistry hasn't changed.
It hasn't. It really hasn't. But I did also mod Cyberpunk, so I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk. I turned my guy into a fucking Pinky Blinder. So he's all strapped up with like guns and shit, and I gave him a fucking exactly. So, and I just treat every situation. I'm like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat ass out of this situation. That's what's gonna happen.
Clap cheeks. That's all you gotta know.
I'm gonna put my fists in a shotgun, and that's it. That's all I'm really running through with. So
Stealth.
Yeah, stealth. Exactly. Like that's like fucking not even a question.
Please.
It's gonna be real quiet after I kill everybody.
Well, because it's funny because I'm like, I have they added a lot of shit to it, so they've really done a lot with Cyberpunk. But they added a thing where you can make it so your character is like able to go faster and like time slowed around you. And so I'm like running in with my fists and just fucking beating the shit out of people in certain situations. And like they'll ask me to be discreet in a mission, and I'll be like, nah,
dude, I'm dressed like a completely different century.
Yeah.
Do you really think
discreet?
I have any
Ooh, that ain't happening.
discreet?
They always tell me how disappointed they are with me too.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
whatever.
Dude, I went balls to the wall on that game, and then I got to the last mission and I was like, wait, I'm not ready. I don't want to win yet.
Yeah,
and
that's
so I was just
understandable.
like, no, because I wanted to try and fuck all the characters
Oh,
that
yes,
you
yes.
possibly could.
Every character.
And I was like, I need to know how to fucking do that. I'm just like, that's great.
That's what I'm there for.
Yeah, well, I guess you get like an achievement, and I'm like, all right, I'll fuck with it.
Even though I think it's a hot toss-up, but I think Judy is best girl in all opinions.
1,000%.
Yeah, I like Judy a lot.
Judy is the best one.
I like Pan Am too, but
She was my least favorite because I was
She's
just
got-
like, you're not Lucy.
she's kind of she's a rough and tumble type of gal, that's for sure. So I just, in all honesty, I like the nerdy Judy the most.
Oh yeah, she's like, let me just code real quick. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn girl, fuck.
That gets me there. Talk about those numbers, equations.
Yeah, I got Judy and then Jax or whatever his name was, the fucking absolutely yoked cyborg. And I'm
yeah.
like, hell yeah, dude.
I'm fucking with this pop filter. I've put it on a million times and now I can't remember how, so I give up.
All right,
Oh, I know how to. Would you like some help?
Yeah.
All right.
Chris, do you see? Do you guys see on the wall? Do you see?
Do you see?
Got some technical difficulties going on over here. I've also been getting into Lord of the Rings a lot recently.
We're
been-
rewatching them.
Well, not just rewatching, but I've also finally started listening to the audiobooks. I've got 4 hours
shit.
left on the first book. So,
Yeah, I haven't listened to the audiobooks of Lord of the Rings, but all I do know is I cry every time I watch the movies. Like the fucking You Bow to No One.
yeah.
Don't start.
Don't you even start with
It
me.
gives me chills even saying it out. I'm about to cry right now. I cannot handle that scene. Viggo Mortensen. I
Yeah.
can't handle it. All right. I'm not emotionally well.
Too much.
It is so insane. I'm like, my parasocial relationships to the Fellowship of the Ring is wild.
I do enjoy, but it's the funny thing is the book. I'm just, I know that it's like with books and movies, there's always
Yeah,
different stuff.
of course.
It's just funny what they just did decide to change, and there's certain things in the book I actually did like a bit more, but maybe that's just because in the book they have to describe, they have to do
Yeah.
an actual lot of more description, and they go a lot more into what's going on inside the characters' heads to give you an idea of the surroundings and everything.
Oh,
While
hell
in the
yeah.
movie they kind of leave it more to the actual
Open-ended.
visual storytelling aspect of it, which you have to do with a movie.
Of course.
But it's like in the book, I was surprised to find out that Frodo was like 50 years old before he went out and
old
did the
bitch.
journey.
Yeah.
Like he had lived in the Shire for a long time after, because Bilbo had left him his house and everything as a parting gift before he disappeared.
Well, I mean, there is that like passage of time, but also hobbits live to a lot, like an old age.
yeah,
They
and
live to
the-
100. It's not like they live really. It's just 100 years old is kind of a norm for them.
Yeah, because when you like in the first movie, The Fellowship, like they're celebrating Bilbo's birthday.
It's 111th birthday.
Yeah.
But they actually build up the celebration a lot more in the book itself.
Oh, cool.
Because it's like because it's like when I watched the movie for the first time, I thought it was just kind of like a normal thing. They celebrate birthdays like that, but no, they celebrate it like that because Bilbo had a bunch of fucking money from his previous adventures. It was just stuff like that that I didn't really understand watching the movie originally. and just maybe I have a bit more context behind a lot of the what's going on.
Maybe I have to
Development
start
of the characters.
listening to them on
Well,
audiobook.
the audiobook's funny because there's a lot of singing in the books that the narrator does actually do a decent job of singing. It's like hymns and things like that. There's I don't know, but that was a funny thing to me. It's like every other chapter's got a fucking long ass poetry section in it.
Is there a flute? That's
no.
my question.
he doesn't play any instruments.
Damn, he's
but-
acapellaing a fucking hymn. Jesus.
That's what they say about audiobooks is they're made or broken based off of the narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Yes.
audiobooks, I think the Harry Potter ones, it's like the actors actually do their own lines and shit. Like
Yeah.
it turns into like almost a stage play.
No, thank you.
What is it? Running the Light by Sam Talent, this stand-up comic. Every chapter is read by a different comedian. And apparently
That's
the Burt
hilarious.
Kreischer chapter is fucking hilarious because he can't read worth of shit.
Dude, at all.
Oh, that's awful.
No, but they're like it
Brent
adds
Crystals.
like reading the book is one thing, but they're like listening to the audio. If you've read it, you could still listen to the audiobook and you get something else out of it.
That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so I've just been doing a lot of that, and so it's really good. Made me think about getting into like Tales from Earthsea and stuff like that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Josh really likes that book, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll give that a try after I listen to the. Because I kind of want to get like the other audiobooks now.
Oh, yeah.
But it was funny to see that the same narrator that did the Fellowship of the Ring also did the first book of Tales from Earthsea. So I was like, well, that works out
Well,
then.
shit.
Got the same dude doing it.
Oh, God, I hate these wall bitches. I keep
and
forgetting
the
that
walls
we've
never
entered
end.
that. I keep forgetting that we've entered that stage in the game where the wall crawlers happen.
Yeah.
And then it
Take that.
happens, and I'm like, whoa, damn.
This is the prison now, or is it still considered the historical society?
This is now historic. Well, this is the random section. This is the void, I guess you would say.
the purgatory.
Purgatory section where you're like wandering around through random hallways and things like that. Fucking idiot. Can't climb up on the wall.
It's my first
You
day of
stupid
climbing.
dumbass. Look at you,
It's my
dumb,
first day
stupid
of
idiot.
climbing. I failed.
Yeah. Take that, you fucker.
I really want to, because you couldn't catch me fucking dead reading The Dark Tower, but I do want to listen to someone else read it because I can only handle so many adjectives before I black out. And
And you don't remember where you were.
love him, but god damn.
The
I was reading The
adjectives don't
Gunslinger, and like even in my head, it was blurry. You know what I mean? Like
You just couldn't imagine like the world and
it was
characters.
just the world was. It was too weird, and it's just too Stephen King. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing I found hard too. When they're describing landscapes, my mind has a hard time picturing that.
Yeah.
At least in the book. So that's why I was like, well, I'm gonna rewatch the movies to give me a better understanding of the landscape.
Yeah.
For
'Cause
sure.
that's kind of how that's been working with me. Is like when he's describing certain locations, it really becomes difficult for my mind to kind of keep track.
That makes sense.
I don't know what the reason for that is. I'm maybe just bad at imagining that kind of stuff. But like when he's actually getting into like them traveling and going through like the mines of Moria and all that, it's really good.
Fuck yeah. I wonder how they'll describe like the tree beards, like the Ents. I wonder how
That I'm not sure, but there is some stuff that's like, man, they get like when Frodo, because you know how he gets like stabbed by the sword
Yeah.
from the ring wraiths.
Wraiths, yeah.
And that section feels like it happens so quickly, but he's like they're on a journey for like weeks still after he gets stabbed, and he's like fighting the curse or whatever from the blade that whole time. And in the movies, I feel like
They shorten it.
shorten it a lot. So
Yeah.
They make it seem like the night before.
yeah, they make it seem like they speed along. So
Which is funny because I never understood like how Arwen was able to get there so fast because I'm like, elves don't fly.
yeah, exactly.
Like they're not just like, yeah, I have a horse for show. So it always confused me
Yeah, there's a
how
lot
she
of-
got there so quick.
Yeah, no, there's a lot, and she's not even the one that helps Frodo in the book. It's a
shit.
different elf, but he was like riding around trying to find them and ended up eventually coming across them. But it was just like there's a
Yeah.
whole fucking roundabout way that they were going.
Damn.
beforehand, but they were like climbing through the mountains for fucking weeks.
Oh, also, Ben, we already have the in-water ending. You can heal.
What do you mean?
If you look at Angela's knife twice, you get the in-water ending.
You get it from twice?
Yeah.
And how many times were we looking at that fucking knife?
I mean,
Ben?
now that
You're
you
like, wow,
mention
that
it.
just makes me feel wow.
That just makes me feel like looking at this knife again.
Yeah, dude, this
Yeah.
orange. Oh, it's orange because you're. Fucking
It's actually super
damaged.
fucking hard to get the leaving ending in this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's super fucking hard. It's like you
Why?
always have to like health up. You have to check on Maria. You have to like not kill as many things.
Okay. So we already have the.
Yeah,
So we're fucked,
We,
is
well, no,
what-
we want the in-water ending because I consider that canon.
But that's so strange to me. That was it that easy to get originally, or did you
I
have to
don't
keep?
remember.
I think the in-water's the easiest one to get.
Oh, that's so funny.
And all of them. But again, I think that's because to me that's the in canon ending. And god damn it, there was a conversation about
Oh no.
Silent Hill 2 that like popped up on Facebook
Yeah.
from one of those groups, and everybody talking about fucking Laura, and they're like, yeah, well, it's a normal town to her. I'm like, no, Laura isn't real.
Just
Laura's
shaking.
not real,
You're
you
just
fool.
fucking
Not
shaking.
real. And then everybody like mirroring that same sentiment, like, no, she's not scared, doesn't see monsters because it's just a normal town to her. And like that's
Chris is upset by this
He's
concept.
fucking triggered. He's shit. Yeah, dude. That deep breath was not a joke. That was not a bit. That
like,
was,
no, she actually knew Mary in the hospital. No, she fucking didn't.
No,
That wasn't in Silent Hill.
stop saying these
That
things.
was somewhere else. God damn
Liar.
it. I'm like, you're all stupid. Think. Can you have a thought?
Damn.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, here Christian is fucking mauling over Laura and what
Like, yeah,
people
because
think
she
of
was
her.
innocent. She never killed anybody.
we
I'm like,
go.
that's because she's not real. She's a manifestation.
She's a manifestation.
She's a manifestation of the innocence that was snuffed out, and she's fucking come back to torment you.
Yay. Yay.
And they're like, well, she can't be because she's a shit kid. It's like Silent Hill is a shit kid. They're like, how can he leave? It's like, nobody gets out of Silent Hill. And I was like, because he fucking doesn't.
Damn, dude.
Uh-oh.
There's a reason he's walking away with Laura. There's a reason.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny that people do still share that same sentiment all these years later. Because yours, that makes way more sense to me that she's a manifestation of the town.
Dude, nothing she says makes sense as if she's really in the town.
Yeah.
Not
Wow.
a single interaction with her makes sense. Because people argue, it's like, oh, that was the argument. She locked you in that room because to her there are no monsters. She was just being a shit kid in the
Yeah.
hospital. It's like, no, she locked you in that fucking room because she's a shitty manifestation that's there to fuck with you.
Yeah, she's there to put you through the ringer.
I
Yeah.
love that it went from Maria to Laura very fucking quickly. It's like hoe to child.
So there was an argument, like, does this have Born from a Wish? Does that?
No, I don't think they did that.
So there is an argument for Maria actually being a tragic character, because she is a manifestation, but she doesn't realize she's she has a consciousness, and she doesn't realize she was a manifestation. And in Born from a Wish, she like wakes up and like she's doing those quests for that guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, somebody's gonna come here, stay away from him. And then but in her head, she just like has to find James.
Yeah,
and she doesn't understand why.
It's a driving force, an unknown entity.
Yes.
It's called love.
Love.
So by that, you could argue that Laura is also sentient and doesn't understand why she's acting this way or the memories that she has.
Yeah.
She could be a similar manifestation to Maria. But that's another valid argument. What isn't valid is that she's fucking real.
Never again.
Dying.
Can you have a critical thought? Jesus Christ. Leave a comment and tell me how you're wrong
Oh, no.
with your wrong.
Starting a
how you're
fight.
wrong.
Leave your fucking idiot wrong take in the goddamn comments.
Starting a fight with our poor viewers.
All
Subscribe if you
fucking
agree
two
with
of you.
Christian. Question.
If one of the two people who watch this disagree with me, that's 50% of you that are fucking couldn't be more wrong.
Oh no.
I hope you name this episode Laura Isn't Real.
Laura isn't real. Laura isn't
fucking
real.
God.
And it's just like fucking Laura's like a PNG of her with a bunch of question marks.
Yeah, exactly.
Make it
You
a
won't
Mr.
believe this
Beast.
conclusion.
Yeah. Just make it a Mr. Beast fucking thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
Laura, question mark.
Actually, speaking of Mr. Feast, did you guys catch his weird Squid Game fucking thing that
my
he did?
God.
I don't
Dude,
watch his content.
Well,
Me
I
neither.
don't usually either, but it was the only time I'd caught it, and I was like, this actually was kind of entertaining because it's just like he's got like over, I think it was almost over 500 people trying to win
Yeah.
money, and they was just like they all started off in this fucking room where it's like they're on this platform and they're like he's just trying to eliminate more than half of them because he's got this whole compound property that he's
Yep.
gonna host the fucking game show in. It's got like it's stores and fucking it's like its own fucking home front kind of thing. It's very strange, but it was entertaining for the most part. But he's just like it was funny because it was like he was starting off by everybody was in rows. So like when he was trying to eliminate people, he was pretty much paired everybody up together in the rows that they were in, and then he started pretty much being like, okay, so if you want to just win some money right now and leave, you can, but you're going to eliminate your entire row. So he started putting bids out to see who would take the money, and then he just slowly started eliminating people, and people were like getting betrayed because it's like, no, we're not going to press the button, we're not going to take the bid.
I would
and
have
then
taken the
would,
money immediately.
Exactly. That's what the guy did. He immediately took the $10,000 that was
Fuck this,
presented, and then
actually.
it got bumped all the way up to like 100,000. But I was like, man, I would have been one of the guys waiting for that fucking 100,000 because I
You
was
would have
like,
lost.
Yep.
You would have been eliminated by me.
oh,
'cause
that's
I would have
probably
smacked the 10
Yeah,
grand.
dude, you don't even get a chance. I was like, dude, that was the
So,
most.
like, if you press the boot,
Yeah. Well, there was the best part is like you get the people that are like, we're not pressing it, and then it got to the other side. It's like, yeah, I fucking pressed it.
Yeah, I fucking pressed it.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
anyway,
I'd have
there I
looked at 'em
was.
each in the eye and smack that fucking button.
it's just like instantly like, what the fuck?
I get to take 10 grand and go home.
Oh man.
Oh, that's right,
Well,
there-
that's what the guy commented too. He's just like, man, I got to take that 10 grand, go home and sleep in my own bed. I was like, that's a win. I was like, yeah, I mean, you can't be. That's
I
not
saved
wrong,
my
man.
knees
And they say
I
there's
get to
no
sleep
such
in my own
thing
bed.
as a free lunch.
Exactly. Or maybe it wasn't. It was 20,000.
That's
but
even
still.
better.
Yeah, exactly. So
I would
yeah.
have pressed that button for
500 and
Yeah,
I'd
I
have
was
slapped
like-
that fucking button.
It would have been 5,000 for me, and I'd be like, got it.
Whatever
Thank you
that
very
amount
much.
was, that'd have been smack. If nothing else, despite everybody else in my row.
Yes.
I did realize that season 2 of Squid Games came out, and I
Yes, it did.
Christian has not
I haven't watched it at all.
watched
Oh.
it at all.
It's pretty good. It's got its
I
moments.
really like it. I liked the first season, but I'm really skeptical about the second because I'm like, I feel like this is a cash cow they're trying to milk.
Oh yeah.
And
you don't
it
think it'll be
could've-
as good?
I'm worried.
Creatively.
Yeah, because it's just like the first season was so, I don't want to say perfect.
But it had a lot going on
But-
for it. It had some sad moments. People became
Oh my
friends, and they ended
God.
up losing those friends.
Weeping
yeah.
at season 1. And now I'm just like, they put, Christian won't get this, but they put like another elderly person in season 2, and I'm like, quit.
Yeah, you're like, I
I don't
know your
fucking
game.
need that emotional damage ever again. But I did think about watching the first season over because it's, I guess, what I've heard from people who have watched the first episode of season 2 is that it kind of continues in a very nice way.
Oh.
But I'm also just like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want a whole new fucking cast.
I want new casts. It's the same.
I want some Gen Z TikTokers in there getting impaled.
Yep.
That's what I want. Like, I don't want another elderly person, dude.
You don't want
I
that.
will lose it.
Yeah, I get that. It was a
I've
pretty
still
good
not
twist with
recovered.
that, but it's like the fucking twist from Saw. It's just like it
Oh
was
my
in the
God.
room the whole time. Oh, you son of a bitch. The same thing with that fucking movie.
Yeah, it's real.
Okay.
It's a definitely acquired taste, and some people really hated. I don't know if they offered dub actually, because I don't watch anything in dub unless it's Cowboy Bebop. And
It depends.
Yeah, I'm like it. I don't know. I watched Demon Slayer dubbed. I can't really.
You
say
also
that.
watched Jujutsu Kaisen dubbed.
That's true. As I literally said it out loud, I
And
was
Full
like,
Metal
wait a second.
Alchemist.
I was like, wait a goddamn second.
There's certain
Actually,
animes where I prefer the dubbed over the
Yeah.
or prefer the subbed over the dubbed and everything.
Oh,
like there's
1000%.
there's
I was like,
certain
you watch
times.
Nana with me?
yeah, but I
If you
can't-
watch an anime with me, it's dubbed.
It's dubbed, exactly. When it's me by myself, I'm watching subbed.
My
Yeah.
beef with it is I feel like I don't get to actually watch the anime. I'm too busy watching the text.
I can understand that. That's the same thing as like if I'm gonna go see an anime movie like in theaters, I'm like I'd rather see it dubbed than subbed, because that's how it kind of was when I was watching fucking Solo Leveling in theaters, because it was subbed. I was like, I would have preferred, because then you can just sit there and enjoy the movie without having to read.
Yeah, that's my problem with dubbed is that it's easy for me to get distracted by other things because I don't have to pay attention.
Yeah, exactly.
And so with Demon Slayer, which took me forever to start, I tried it subbed and I was like, this is not grabbing me at all. Like I am not invested in this. And then watched it dubbed and I'm like, wait a fucking second.
Hold on
Like,
a second
wait a
here.
fucking second.
This
So
is
now
peak.
Yeah, so now I'm on the season finale of season 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's so fucking good, and I was very critical of the animation style, and then as it went on, I was like, "This is."
I really like it.
fantastic,
I
yeah.
like the first season a lot, just because it really sets up his whole like
Yeah.
arc of like the training
Yes.
and becoming, a better swordsman, and like the whole Natsuka, his sister is
Yeah, I forget her name.
I forget
but
her name, yeah, but still, it's like their whole her fighting off the curse
So
of the
sick.
demon to be like somebody who doesn't actually drink human blood.
Yeah.
That whole sequence is great. I loved all that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about season 2, but I've heard good things, and so I'm just like, I'm gonna keep with it. It's fine.
Keep going.
The only
I-
thing I know is that we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Oh my God, we've been rambling for what, 30 minutes?
31
Well, half
and
of
a
that
half
was
minutes.
Laura isn't real.
Exactly.
So.
Well, she's fucking not.
Damn you! All right, bye.
Whoa, dude, was I
Okay, bye.
not recording?